Hello and welcome to the Kristin Carrera podcast. I am your host, Kristin. Welcome back if you've been following along. And if you are new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, follow along, and comment. Welcome. And today you will hear me a little congested. I have not come in a few days because I freaking got sick again. Yes. And you know that this podcast, I am honest, I am truthful, I am open and raw about my journey. And so I finally had a little bit of energy today to come in and share with you what's been going on. I did talk to you about that. I got a really bad sinus cold on my birthday. Yes, on my birthday, after being carnivore for almost a year and only getting sick one time after the transition. And my cold that I did get only lasted about 3 days, which was amazing because usually when I get sick, it lasts a really long time, like now. And I got like a really bad sinus cold. And this same sinus cold I got when my third baby, was very small and I was breastfeeding. And I went to the urgent care. They did all the tests and they were like, it's just a sinus cold. There's not much you can do because you're breastfeeding. And so just continue to do what you've been doing. So I did not go to the urgent care this time. I knew that I had the same sinus cold. I had all the same symptoms. It starts with my throat really hurting and very, very painful. And then just very sinus pain all over the face, here, migraine, stuffy nose, can't breathe, the whole congestion, okay? Lasted like a week. It was bad. And probably more than a week. But anyways, Christmas Day, I was able to spend with my family. And then come New Year's Eve, I was finally healthier. So I then got my period, which every time I get my period, even before carnivore, my immune system drops. Now, with that said, ever since starting carnivore, when I do get my period, I don't get sick anymore. I was getting sick prior to carnivore every single month, right around the time I was going to get my period. I kid you not. It was really, really bad, to the point that I told my husband, this is not normal. Like, I need to do something. I need to figure out what's going on. The doctor just pretty much was like, well, your blood works fine. And I'm like, but it's not normal to get sick every single month when getting your period. Like, what can I do? And so when I went carnivore and things started to finally kick in, I no longer was getting sick right before my period. And if I did feel like I was catching a little something, I would take my immune system vitamin, which I link in the description, and I'd be good. I tried this right around my birthday when I felt getting sick, and unfortunately, it really got me bad. So, sick around my birthday, Christmas time, got my period after New Year's, and then one of my sons came home. He was kind of coughing and sniffling, and this happens. He gets that a lot because he has allergies, seasonal allergies and things like that. And so I didn't think much of it. And all of a sudden, I was fine. And then come nighttime, I felt myself really stuffy. Like, so sorry. That's so gross. I don't know if you heard that. Oh my God. Okay. I'm not going to breathe in like that again. Super stuffy. And I thought to myself, oh, this is not allergies. I can feel when I breathed in, like, I don't know if you're about to get a cold, if when you breathe in, it's like a smell. It's this feeling that you get that you know that it's a cold. So I felt that. And I started taking my vitamins again. And that's it. The next day, it was all downhill. And my son was fighting his cold. He had a little bit of fever. He missed school, woke up fine, went to school, came back looking like crap. And I was like, okay, I got to take him to the urgent care. So took him to the urgent care. He got tested. Sure enough, the flu. And I'm pretty sure that's what I have or had. I'm getting over it because I never get fever. Even when I had my sinus cold, which is why I knew it was just a sinus cold, I had no fever. I had nothing. I had fever this time. And I had the achiness and the sweats at night. And I'm just like, Why? Why? So the point of me telling you all this is because there is this rumor going around, right, in the carnivore world, where if you go carnivore, you don't get sick. You will see a lot of influencers talk about it and how they haven't gotten sick in forever. And going carnivore, you're not going to get sick. I do think that going carnivore has boosted my immune system. My immune system is so much better. And I'm saying this even with 2 back-to-back colds, okay? But I swear it is so much better than what it used to be. I'm telling you, I used to get sick every single month, okay? So that means that a week out of the month, 4 weeks in a month, let's calculate this. Like, I mean, you should know how many weeks are in a month, but I'm going to calculate this like if I'm talking to a first grader. 4 weeks in a month, 1 week out of that 4 weeks, I was literally sick. I was literally feeling okay for 3 weeks out of the month, and then I would get sick again and repeat. It was like groundhog day, right? So yes, I do believe that the carnivore diet has improved my immune system. However, because nothing is perfect, nothing is linear, because I don't care if there is an article out there telling you otherwise or a doctor out there telling you otherwise. There's no one size fits all. Everybody is different. And so, again, I am just like that everybody is different. Um, what's it called? I'm sorry. Again, I'm still recovering from this cold. Okay, so just like that saying, everybody is different. I am like the definition of that, I swear, because things that people say help them do the opposite for me, or vice versa. So, of course, I would be the one on carnivore to get sick. It is what it is. So, I'm healing, I'm getting better. I will say, I probably stuck to my carnivore way of eating throughout my sickness. I don't even know how to really calculate a percentage, but if I was to kind of guesstimate, it would be like a 70-80% carnivore with dabbling in comfort food. So, yes, I know that people say don't do that. And I'm kind of like backtracking, and maybe that's making me more sick. And, maybe it is. I don't know. Honestly, it's to the point that I felt so bad that I tried to eat like my breakfast in the morning and I couldn't finish it. And then I just wanted my grandfather's soup that he used to make me when I was little. And people want to say that food is not love, but I'm Hispanic. Food is love. Food is love in my stomach and in my heart. And it takes me back and it makes me feel good when I was feeling bad and he would make me this soup. And so along the way, he never wrote down his recipes, but my mom kind of remembered how he made it. And we got together one day and we wrote down his recipe and we recreated that I call the modern asopao, which is a soup that he would make me. And so I made this soup while I had the flu. And I don't feel bad about it. And I posted about it because sometimes you just need a little bit of comfort food in your life when you're not feeling good, and that's okay. I definitely had my share of carbs because this soup has rice and potatoes, but it has chicken and it has a very little onion and green pepper, culantro, and carrots. I love cooked carrots. I know that we've talked about oxalates and vegetables, but again, there's no one size fits all, and oxalates are on the lower end of uh, carrots are on the lower end of the oxalates. So I, I looked it up before I added it to my soup, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's been a long time that I've had this soup, and what I did do was I did tweak it a little bit. Our original recipe does include things like sazon, Goya, which I don't use anymore because of the colorings that they put into it and the cake agents. And so I have a cleaner sazon that gives it a little bit of the color and flavor. It's not as strong. It tastes a little bit different. So I didn't add as much to it. And usually I would add a beer. I didn't add the beer. I didn't add capers. And I didn't add, there was something else I think. Chicken bouillon. I refuse to ever use that again after I looked at the ingredients. So none of that. I tried to buy a very clean chicken stock. So I added that instead to give it more of the chicken flavor, and also garlic. And oh my gosh, it still tasted so good. Um, I could tell the difference a little bit in the flavoring of not adding those other things in. But let me tell you, for being a cleaner version of this soup, it came out delicious and it did everything that it needed to for me. So it is what it is. I had it, it tasted good, and moving on. The rest of my meals have been carnivore. I still have had my carnivore breakfast. I had soup one day, and then the next day I had made burgers with the family, and I did add a little bit of sauteed onions because I still had an onion left over, and I'm not gonna feel bad about that either. The onions, I love sauteed onions, so that's another thing that I really, really love. Onions are on the moderate side of oxalates, so be warned. They might not sit well with you, so you have to see if that works for you or not if you are trying to reintroduce certain foods like onions. It's not something that I plan to eat all the time because they are on the moderate side of oxalates, but you know what? Every once in a blue moon, if I want to buy an onion and make some sauteed onions and eat it with my food, then that is what I'm going to do. Remember, last year, I was focusing on starting carnivore and starting my carnivore journey and learning about it. And I am still learning a lot about it. But this year, my goal is to find what works for me. And sometimes that doesn't just fit into the box of what a lot of people want their box to look like. So I follow a lot of hardcore carnivores because I like to learn, but they are very, very, very hardcore. And so if you step outside of that box, you are kind of ridiculed by a lot of these people. Don't let that stop you. Know that there are people like me out there as well who have and love to live in the gray area. And that's where I'm at. I love to live in the gray area. I like to step outside my box. Sometimes I want to live in a circle. Sometimes I want to live in a heart shape. So I just find what works for me, and that's what I'm doing. That is my journey. And so I am getting rid of this cold. Please send me some good juju. I think I need to like do some sage around my house and cleanse and get over this cold. And my son as well. He's also still recovering. The other one I had to pick up early because he had boogies and a cough. Like, this cold needs to get out of my house. And it's not just my house. I know so many people who have gotten the flu or have gotten sick who are also not, they're just like on a regular either sad diet or their balanced diet. And then I know people who have gotten sick who have been on carnivore. So I think it's just going around. And my point of all of this also was to say that yes, you can get sick on carnivore. It's just life. It's part of whatever, however your body reacts to things, your immune system. And again, there's no one size fits all. We are all so different in that sense. So stick to your nutrition, stick to being healthy, keep doing you, find what works for you. And I hope that this video helped in a way. I hope that I give some insights, and I hope that I can make more videos soon for you guys. Please let me know in the comments any questions that you guys may have or that you're wondering and that I could talk to you about. I can use some of those ideas so that I can come in here and share that with you. Again, follow, like, share, comment, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. I will see you again on the next podcast.